feature a beautiful morning here in the British Virgin Islands, and I think it is only fitting to speak all about softball, and who better to talk about it with than the man himself, Chino. But viewers, before we jump right into it, we'll have to go to a quick commercial break, so stick with us and we'll be right back.
I think you need to clearly see what happened.
As far as what?
You and I, we decided we were gonna take our space. What happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement in August. That's what I said.
An entanglement.
Yes. Yes.
An entanglement.
Yes.
A little entanglement never hurt nobody. For the month of August, enjoy double the fun when you activate a 2 GB data plan or any hero plan and get double data. But wait, man, we're making things even sweeter. We've got a deal even Jada can't resist. Sign up for Go Fast LTE and get your modem for only $149. The catch is, there's no contract required, but you'll definitely need the willpower to leave. So come get entangled with in August with the home team.
34 years and counting.
We ride together.
We die together. CCT
for life.
And viewers, we are back here to talk all about softball with the man himself, Terry Shinery, and we all know him as Chino. Chino, how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
You're doing fine?
Yes.
Now, Chino, you have been in this game, literally this game, for a very long time. Now, I want to know just a little bit about your passion for the sport and where that derived from.
Well, growing up on the island of St. John, ever since I know myself playing baseball. So my best friend is a guy named Orville Brown, and from kids, we just been playing softball, baseball, regardless whatever the situation is. So it was like, and then the island of St. John is actually known for softball. So you get around those guys that have really been playing for a while, and then you get a love for the game, and then they teach you the game. And now I'm a teacher of the game. So it's been a long haul, but and the journey's been real. It's been real nice, and you get to meet a lot of people and influence a lot of kids' lives. So that's what it's all about. But like I said, I just started as a kid and just never stopped.
As you said, you're a teacher of softball. Now let's speak a little bit to what do you do on a daily basis? What is your career?
My career? You mean what I would like to be doing besides sleeping? No, as a career, it's like I was actually, like I said, I grew up in St. John, but Miss Eileen passing is the reason why I'm here.
Oh, wow.
Every time I would represent the U.S. Virgin Islands in softball, and Tato would be there, she'll always ask me, when you coming home? I said, soon, man, soon. So one day we were at the Pan American Games in Puerto Rico. So she kept asking me, and they had a beautiful Puerto Rican girl was leading there, walking with their flags. So I said, if you hook me up with her, I will come home. So Miss Passing, I didn't know she could speak Spanish so good. She went and she next thing I know, the girl came and talked to me. I said, okay, Miss Passing, I'll be home soon.
Oh, wow. Wow. When you really get this story, now you know the true origin of it. So a man is a man at the end of the day. So now we can thank Miss Eileen Parsons for the reason why you're back home.
Yes.
But right now, I think you are within Youth Affairs and Sports now, teaching the game. Let's talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay. Like I said, I teach in the game, and I work with all ages. I do from 3 and up. But right now, as teaching the game, you just want to teach the fundamentals and really stress fundamentals. You just don't want to teach a sport, and the kids do not know fundamentals. So I make sure that that's the first thing they learn. Simple things like how to hold a bat, how to hold a ball, how to position yourself, and all that stuff is taught and then they have to say it back to me to make sure that they understand, because eventually I say, well, go teach him or teach her on the side, and then they have to, perform that duty. So, but for me, just teaching softball from fundamentals, and it's been pretty productive.
You being ingrained into the sport and seeing the everyday, and this is for years now, how would you say we are growing as a territory within the sport? Do you see the sport dying, or do you think that we still have some growth?
Well, the sport have a lot of growing to do, and it's like it's baseball, softball. There's two sports. For softball, for girls, there's college. For baseball, for guys, there's college and major leagues. You know, where you can make a lot of money. Right now, there's a guy from here that grew up here named Jovial Cotton. He plays for the Chicago Cubs. He's a professional baseball player. But as far as I see baseball and softball now, it's it have a stagnant right now in between leftism generation and right now the youngest player I have right now that's playing up to that level is 18.
Right.
So after that, it had a drop off because kids were not coming to softball as much as I would like to.
So that mark in between, let's say about 30 to 18.
Yes.
Within that generation.
Yeah, that's the last generation that really play some serious softball, yeah.
Right. You spoke about opportunity, and I think once persons can identify the opportunity within the sport, then that might encourage persons to invest. And when I say invest, may it be parents investing in their child, may it be the government investing in the sport. So I want to speak a little bit about opportunity. You mentioned Cotton, who is now playing for the Chicago Cubs. What does that look like? What are some of the opportunities that our young people can get from this opportunity?
Well, let's start off with girls. I think there's a Proposition 8 saying that for every male sport, you must have a female sport.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of colleges that want to do baseball, they're frantically looking around for girls to play softball. So there's a big opportunity for girls to get scholarship to play softball in the United States because of that proposition. I think it's Proposition 8, I'm not sure. But because of that, now there's an avenue for a lot of girls to get a free education, get a lot of exposure, and move on with their lives and get into whatever fields they want to get into. You know, there's a professional women's softball league, but it's not as known as professional baseball. But I think for ladies that they should really take the opportunity to know that it's a greater chance for them to get a college education, and also you have more people, more ladies on a softball team as you would have on a basketball team. Basketball team, you have 12. Softball, you have like 20 to 25 on a softball team, and you have a lot of that training, a lot of competition is going on year round.
Okay, so we spoke about the women.
Yeah.
What about the men? For the men
The
now.
the men, like I said, you play high school ball, you go to college, you get a scholarship. Then you go your 4 years, you play that, and then if you're really good, scouts come to your games and look at you. And when they see you have potential, then they come in to talk to your coach and say, hey, I'm interested in, this particular player and stuff like that. And then that particular player, if he pans out pretty good, he has to enter the scout puts his name in a draft, and then he goes to the draft where teams select who they want. But you could also go as undrafted and sign a contract, like junior college and stuff like that. So in other words, like they could come down here and sign a child without going to college to a major league contract.
Oh,
so
wow.
and then and sometimes to sign just your name on a paper is like $4 million. Just to sign your name, and so it's based on how good the player is. They would pay just about any amount of money to get them.
Okay, so a young man, a young woman out there might be saying, well, yeah, this sounds good, Chino, but I live in the British Virgin Islands. There's no scout that's going to come down here and see me and want to sign me. I want you to speak to the opportunities and the players that you have seen gone abroad and gotten opportunities, may it be college, may it be even further.
Okay, start with the women first. Same thing for men and women. Once I see a player that's playing for me that have potential, I get on the phone and I call a high school coach or a college coach that I know. I know a lot of them personally. Some of them have stayed with me. I've stayed with them. So I get to know them very, very well. So I know a lot of college coaches, softball, baseball, and pro scouts that I know personally. So once I see an athlete has talent, I immediately jump on the phone and call them and say, hey, I got a player here that I want. And now I'm so well known in that area that they just say, hey, send them. Like I'll give you an example of a girl named Valisa Brathwaite. I hope she don't kill me.
Yeah.
But Val I took her St. Thomas to Antilles. They had a little clinic down there. And I took her and I told the coach I know personally from when I was a kid. And I said, I have this girl I want to take her to college. I want to go to college to play ball. So he said, okay. He get back to me. So the next weekend I was in St. Thomas again to another tournament, and I got a call from him. He said, Terry, I got a full ride for your girl. I said, you kidding?
Wow.
He said, yeah. So I say, he said, here's the number of the coach. Call him, and then you all go from there. So I called the coach. I said, he said, yeah, Terry, I heard about your girl, and I want her. So I said, okay, I said, I'll go up and talk to the parents and find out from them if they will let their daughter go, because at the time she was 16.
Wow.
So so the coach said, so I came up there and I called the mom and the dad. They came to the office. I talked to them. I said, this coach is really interested in your daughter coming to his school to play for him. And I said, would you let her go? They said, yeah. So so I called the coach right then and there. I said, how soon, this meeting was Monday. So I called the coach and said, how soon do you want her? He said, now. And Thursday we were flying.
Wow.
So we went to college Thursday. Friday she did her classes, because you have to set up your classes so you can be able to go classes plus travel and practice. And from there, she just went on to do great things.
Awesome. So that's just speaking to the opportunities that this sport can even offer to our young people. So even if persons were thinking, then why? Why should I enroll my from 3 years old, enroll my son or daughter into T-ball? These are some of the reasons, because I think that we see the light being shown on sports such as track and field, basketball, but we want people to understand that there are also opportunities within softball and baseball. But I want us to speak a little bit to the preseason has just hit off the beginning of August. How is the support thus far you've been seeing in the preseasons?
The support for the softball league has been tremendous. I mean, a lot of people coming out. I was shocked. Like I said, I've been in quarantine, so so the first game they played, I missed it. But after that, then I came out to all the rest games, and I was just shocked to see much people that just come out and actually love softball. And as a result of the games, some young kids have come to me and tell me that they want to learn the sport, and so I tell them, come on the ball field and work with them. So the preseason game has been phenomenal. It really, a lot of people come out, and a lot of guys picking up people in the teams, male and females, and now we're going to have to, cut it where they can't best for their rosters anymore, because
Right.
It's getting out of hand. A lot of people just that didn't want to play,
But now
and
they
see the
want to
excitement.
play.
Now they got a whiff. They want it bad. So.
Awesome. Now, because of Irma and Maria, the sport was out of commission for about 3 years. This is the first time since the hurricanes that the season is back up and running. What were some of the hiccups within that time?
The hiccups was to get our field fixed, and that wasn't a task within itself. And then from what was left of it, after we got the field cleared by some people in the community, I can't remember the name right now, that actually donated their time and helped clear the field, I was able to purchase a net to protect the balls from losing the balls. And then there was this group name, I can't remember the group name, they help us she have a lot of guys that come in from different part of America
Right.
and stuff like that, and I can't remember what the name of the group is, but they actually help paint the dugouts, move all the debris, and got everything up and running to where it is today, where we can actually play games.
Yeah.
But on a sidebar, I bought a net with my own money, and someone cut the net.
Yeah, they vandalized
To
it.
probably
Yeah,
to
we
go
saw
fishing.
that.
Probably to go fishing with. I need to go on the beach and look to see who it is. That's just it.
Which, and that's really sad at the
Yeah,
end of the
it
day,
is,
as you
it
said.
is,
You,
it is.
but you see where it was a community effort
Yes, it
to get the
was.
field back up and running, because we could not have done without softball any longer. And now we're seeing the support
Mm-hmm.
and persons coming out and enjoying the game, enjoying playing, enjoying watching. And now the preseason have started, and the official season will start on September 5th. So what are some of the things we can look forward to?
On September 5th, well, we're working on a ceremony to start it off, but we want to honor some of the legends of the past, acknowledge them for their contribution toward the sport, and then we're going to just start the league and try to get the people more involved as learning the game. Probably during games we give actually questions or give out stuff like that so people can get interested in the game and come out. So we just brainstorm a lot of ways to get the fans back involved in the game, and we've been thinking about giving each of them a score sheet so they can learn how to score themselves, so they can know what's going on during the game, and then
And that's a tactic to teach
error.
persons and the general public how the game really works.
Yeah, because they're not familiar. Sometimes they be arguing stuff that they have no notion about. Like I be umpiring, they be cussing me. I say, "Do you want to put on the gears and come back here?" No. I say, "Okay." But so that goes on where everybody is a manager and an umpire once they're outside looking at the games. So
Yes, we know how that goes. But you spoke a little bit about an umpire. I think the committee was actually looking for an umpire.
yes, we need umpires desperately. Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the stuff that persons have to possess to be able to be an umpire?
You mean
What
like-
are you looking for
you
in
mean knowledge or
interested
equipment?
persons?
You like knowledge or?
Yes, knowledge, anything.
Basically, if a person could like distinguish the difference between a ball and a strike, and then we will position them when they call in the game where they can have a good vision to see whether it's a ball or strike that's coming in, and then when they're fielding the bases to umpire at the bases, we want them to know certain plays, when people are on the base, you have to be in a certain position, and you have to be in a certain position also to make a call, that you don't be blocked out from making a call. So those are the fundamental things we like to teach an umpire, and it's not really hard if you have good judgment and stuff like that. So stuff like that, we would like people to come out and just give it a shot, see if you like it, because like I said, there's nothing strenuous. It won't take nothing away from you.
Right.
It's just, a learning experience that you would have.
Awesome. Now, before we go, we want to speak a little bit about how can the community support the game of softball, the game and the sport of softball. May it be the community, may it be the government, may it be private donors, because although the field has had some repairs thus far, there are still repairs to be done. I'm sure that the committee can do it a few more stands and just work
Yes.
in general, because we want to see the game grow. So what would you plead for from anyone in the community?
Right now, anybody come in, we're asking you to please come build us some benches so the fans can sit down and appreciate the game. We want to order another net that will protect the fans as they watch the game and the cars outside. We also want to fix up the actual playing surface itself, and around the fence we want to put we want it to be level off where a ball goes, no one get themselves hurt against the fence or anything like that. So, and we need some padding for the backstop. So those are the things we need right now, and softballs and also finances to help pay the umpires and scorers and DJs, so that and announcers. So that's the things that we need. So we are definitely appealing to the community to come out and assist us in whatever way. There are a lot of guys are carpenters that could come and help us build some bleachers and stuff like that, because we don't necessarily have to order from outside. We could actually have them built here, which would be exactly the way we want them. So those are the things we're really looking forward for.
Awesome. Community, you've heard it here on 284. We're really trying to bring the game of softball back. The committee is trying their best, but they need the support from the private community, private corporations, and just any person in general, because as softball, as our national sport, we must, as a community, support. We've heard about the opportunities that it brings. But Chino, before we go, let's speak a little bit about this weekend, some of the games that we're looking forward to this weekend, because as we mentioned, we are in the preseason. So right here I have the games on Saturday. The women game would be Synergy versus Warriors at 5 p.m. Then there's the men game with Hot Shots versus Los Marcielos. That's the Spanish team at 7 p.m. Then on Sunday, kicking it off with Lady Hawks versus That's Your Problem at 4 p.m. And lastly, Storms versus Pirates at 6 p.m. So I just want you to invite the public out before we close out.
Yes, public, we like you guys to come out there and support. There's some good games on tap for this weekend. And a little sidebar, we have the lady that's interviewing me right now. She used to play and she ditched me, but I love her still. But we'd like you to come out and support because the game's going to be excited this weekend.
Chino, you could have left that one out. At the end of the day, the viewers know, hey, you gotta, what you're good at, you're good at. I'm really good at speaking, so I can speak all day. But you see, a bat, a ball, hand-eye coordination, I will tell you here publicly, it just wasn't for me. But of course, I want to see the game strive, and I will do
Yes.
all that I can to just put it out there. But Chino, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
I want to thank you so much for having me too. It's been really a nice conversation I had with you, and I look forward to
Awesome.
talking to you in the future.
Awesome. All right, viewers, I am Kyla Kinesha with yet another 284 Media feature.